Much for joining us, by the way. You've called the district judge's ruling blocking the deployment of National Guard in Oregon legal insurrection. Does the administration still plan to abide by that ruling?
Well, the administration filed an appeal this morning with the Ninth Circuit. I would note the administration won an identical case in the Ninth Circuit just a few months ago with respect to the federalizing of the California National Guard. Under Title 10 of the U.S. Code, the president has plenary authority.
Stephen? Stephen? Hey, Stephen, can you hear me? It seemed, Stephen, I apologize. It seems like we're having a technical issue. We'll try to fix that and get back to you after a quick break.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You brothers and you sisters, wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten Son Yahweh, Shai, to deliver us from this captivity. To you, I say Shalom. So this is going to be a lunchtime video, and if you see the video in the beginning of this lesson, you had this guy, basically make a slip up, man. He said something that he wasn't supposed to say, and then tried to play it off as if they lost signal or connection. But you sitting there standing, blinking. Right? So the slip that he mentioned was plenary authority, right? And this is something when you look up this word here, Flavian slip or a Freudian slip, right? This was a Freudian slip because this was information that wasn't supposed to be said. And even if it was, they made it seem like it wasn't supposed to be said. But guess what? What Esau Edom does, he uses secret code. He uses certain terminology in his news reports, in his movies and these different TV shows. And they're used to communicate with the elites, So this is a Freudian slip or parapraxis is an accidental error in speech, memory, or action that supposedly reveals an unconscious thought, feeling, or desire. So basically you end up saying something that you think or deep down, and you weren't supposed to let that information out. So as you can see in that video, he said that Donald Trump will be giving plenary authority. Now, when you look up the etymology of the word plenary, it's an adjective. It says early 15th century, full, complete, earlier, plenar, directly from medieval Latin, plenaris, entire, complete, right? Full, filled, greatly crowded, stout, pregnant, abundant. So it's when you jump down, it says having full power. So Donald J. Trump will be given plenary authority. And when you have plenary authority, full power, total control, you can say, do, implement any and everything that you desire, and no one can say anything about it, right? So we're witnessing the activation of the cruel Lord that's spoken of in Isaiah the 19th chapter. Let's read it. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Right? Now let's do something real fast. I want to actually look up the word cruel in Isaiah 19 and 4. The word cruel. It is H7186. It says hard, cruel, severe, obstinate, hard, difficult. So what? He's gonna make life hell on earth for these people on the in Babylon the Great. You Egyptians. He's already taken away these different benefits, these different welfare benefits, right? It says fierce, intense, vehement, stubborn, stiff of neck, and he is stiff-necked, right? Just look at his pompous attitude. Look at the way he believes that he's always right, never wrong. So that's the word for cruel, which is Quashah. H7186, Quashah. So that's cruel. So let's read it again. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, Quashah, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahweh, the Lord of hosts. So the Lord set up Donald J. Trump to do what? To end up taking these benefits away from them, to put them in straits. Let's jump over here back to this wall. Okay, yeah, we pretty much get that. So yeah, so the dude, he basically said that Donald J. Trump will be given plenary authority, right? And these things they're already planning how to come down on Jake, how to come down on the Israelites, and they're looking for the best way to do it, where they can keep, the masses on their side when they do it. That's why they're going to come with their propaganda. That's why they're going to come with false witnesses. To do what? To make you look like the enemy. To make you. They said we got to get the enemy within. So I'm gonna jump to Psalm 64. I'm gonna start at 1. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Right? So the number one enemy is Esau Edom. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right? The secret counsel is these international bankers. Right? They got the secret counsel of the wicked. These international bankers. Esau has an agenda. His main agenda is to what? Have total control. To reduce the pop. Right? So, but what he needs chaos in order to do it. It says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. And this is they you can see it clearly, It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So what they gonna shoot at the perfect? They gonna shoot that MOTB, the micro C hip, right? The perfect is the Israelites. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Because they do everything in the dark. They were once, you call them the Illuminati, right? The secret society or whatever, which Illuminati just means illuminated. But you got your puppets like Bill Gates, Elon Musk. They set up guys like them to be the face of these different programs or whatever. But in actuality, you got way, way more higher people than them. It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So, Read this precept, Revelation 13:11. I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. And that's how Esau Edom comes. You know, you got the Republican system, the Democrats. You know, you got this whole this system is set up to make you trust in it. You got the right hand, the left wing, whatever. But it's all one beast, right? And it says it spake as a lamb. Or I'm sorry. It says that it had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? So that he comes humble, he comes peaceably, but in actuality, he speak as a dragon. That dragon goes back to Draco, right? Harsh. There was a man named Draco. Basically, he let me actually look it up real fast. Let's see here, because basically, if you caught stealing anything, your ass was grass, man. When you go into that word in the Greek, it's drakon, meaning serpent, or to see clearly. Drakon, an Athenian statesman who founded the draconian laws, 7th century BC. So the draconian laws, right? That's speaking as a dragon. It says extremely harsh and severe punishment for simple crimes. So you get seen stealing the candy bar, your ass is getting put to death. Or you get seen jaywalking, your ass is getting hung. You know, think about it like that. So we're gonna come into a time where Esau Edom is going to come with those same type of draconian laws, those draconian measures. That's where that cruel Lord and that fierce king kick in. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. What's that arrow? Right? It's the prophets speaking, bringing out this truth. And they're being wounded because people are finding out about these plots. It says, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what you see in that video. You know, he misspoke, so to speak, because you never know. Esau, man, he had set some shit up, and they did it on purpose just to, put the message out there. But either way, it was said. And it's not going to be just, oh, well, it ain't going to happen. No, it's going to happen. Prophecy says that it's going to happen. So at the end of the day, it was a slip of the tongue. It says that their tongue shall fall upon themselves. Right? You got these different news outlets, right? These Edomites, telling on their own people, telling on their own agenda. Verse 9, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. So a lot of people is going to turn on the Most High. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. So I'm sorry. Let me read it again. Psalm 64:10. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. So the elect, right? Ultimately in the kingdom, we're going to rejoice, man, over our enemies and finally be our rest. So this is just something through the spirit real quick. I want to give all praises again to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rechakodash. Shalom.